What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Back to the channel. It's your boy Shy back in with another reaction video. Today I'm finna be reacting to rule your favorite animals for 10 minutes. Before I get started, go subscribe to this channel. Turn that post notification bell on so you don't miss another reaction video from your boy Shy. Without further ado, let's get right into the reaction video.
Most disturbing animal fact based on your favorite animal. Dogs are actually fourth on the list of the world's most dangerous animals because they take 25,000 souls a year. Also, they like squeaky toys because it reminds them of the pain cries of their struggling, dying prey. That is low-key psychopath energy. People often wear backwards masks to discourage tiger attacks, but it turns out these roid keys are catching on to this trick. We're accidentally helping tigers to become better at calling our bluff, and when they do, they're going to stat pat on a disrespectful level. If you disturb a mother hedgehog even slightly, she'll buffalo bill her own children and then eat them like buffalo wings.
Did he just say she gonna eat them like buffalo wings? What?
They can airmail your skull halfway across the Serengeti. Male horses will bully and beat any pregnant mares around them to force them to miscarry and then proceed to give them the 20-inch flesh thermometer. Elephants have been known to get wasted off of fermented fruit and go on a rampage that is the equivalent of ghost riding a 13,000-pound assault vehicle. In 1974, a group of intoxicated elephants destroyed several buildings and erased 5 people. Comment your favorite animal. Let's see if I can ruin them for you too. The darkest fact about your favorite
animal. This dude is, he bad for that, bro. He down bad for that.
They only drop the kids off once a week, so when they do, it can be a third of their body weight. Not only is it like
I bet people after watching this don't want no animal probably.
Cloth deaths are a result of them.
Cause I ain't know none of this. This sound probably fake though.
You should never kiss your bearded dragon because they can be a major source of salmonella, and you won't know they have it until they give it to you. If these guys go extinct, it'll be because of cheese. There's 2 cheese factories in Longtong National Park, and the yak and cows that supply it outcompete them so badly that they end up starving. And if that doesn't happen, they can get ripped apart by farmers' dogs. The soft-shelled turtle will bite and refuse to let go. One confused a man's love noodle for a worm, clammed down on it, and refused to release its vice grip for several minutes. The peacock's biggest flex is also its greatest downfall.
What?
Because looking like a carnival
is the best way for this to happen.
There's so many more females than males because males usually get killed trying to impress them. They can also be vicious. One killed a man in Thailand after slashing him with his claws and putting him in a coma. When times get tough, the red fox will cannibalize its own babies. Since platypus venom is stronger, morphine can cause you pain for weeks, even months, and no amount of Robitussin will get you right. The most disturbing fact about your favorite animal. Penguins have no rules. They'll assault females, underage chicks, and even the dead homies with zero hesitation. Even a dead penguin lying with its eyes half open can be a victim of the tuxedo chicken's depravity. Every possible sex crime they committed. Cats are impulsive killing machines that are one of the few animals that take lives for fun.
Cats.
Meaning if you put them in the wild, these stat-padding sociopaths will squad wipe entire species. Male red squirrels are vicious baby-killing cannibals that'll murk entire families just so they can be the one to replace them.
How do you must be doing a lot of research on all these animals.
Spend what little energy they have cosbying each other and spreading a devastating form of chlamydia because to a koala, consent is a social construct and they do not live in a society. Lionesses usually have multiple cubs, so she only has one. She'll return, ship it back to the heavens, and try again. And just so the resources don't go to waste, she'll probably eat it. Since Simba was an only child, that's probably how that movie would have ended. Dolphins are sadistic, bullying water wine scenes that torture and maim for fun, but that's not the disturbing fact. The disturbing part is that they're basically the humans of the sea. Ain't that some shit? Comment your favorite animal so I can ruin them for you too. Animal facts that you're not going to believe until you Google it. Tiger legs are so strong they can remain standing even after retiring from life. I mean dead. They can stand while dead. If they weren't metal before, they're just disrespectful now. Koala fingerprints are virtually identical.
I never know that. I never know that.
Investigators at a crime scene, which means in the entire history of mankind, there has to have been at least one person that lost their freedom because a koala framed them. Probably not, but it's possible.
What?
You don't want to eat ice in Antarctica. 3% of the ice in the glaciers is penguin pee, unless you believe you can fly and you're into that. Frogs are physically incapable of vomiting. If they try to, they basically spit their entire stomachs out of their mouth. Basically, its stomach will get pulled inside out and dangle from its mouth. Animal facts that you're not going to believe until you Google
that was nasty.
Chimpanzees in Uganda have been known to get turned off alcohol from breweries and proceed to kidnap and eat human babies. Because for some reason, chimpanzees will confuse human children with the red colobus, which is one of their favorite things to eat. If you see giraffes getting freaky, there's a 90% chance it's between 2 guys. Although I assume some of this is consensual, most of the time it's an older giraffe trying to assert his authority on a younger giraffe male.
Oh, nah.
Giraffes are very gay, and if they had Twitter, half of them will get canceled for grooming. This crab can growl, and they do it by using the teeth in their stomach.
Wait, what is that?
Basically, they grind the teeth in their stomachs to create a sound that intimidates predators and enemies. They're called ghost crabs because they can blend perfectly in the sand. If an alligator and a manatee pull up on each other underwater, the alligator will give the manatee the right of way. The manatee will gently bump and nudge the gator, and the overgrown murder gecko that strikes fear in the hearts of anyone that isn't in Florida politely moves out the way. Alligators have no regard for human life, but they do care about the sea potato. Most disrespectful.
I don't got no words because, like,
wow. Are angry, they emasculate rhinos. I don't know where they got this behavior from, but this is one of the most brutal acts of degradation my 2 eyes have ever seen. You can't see it, but if you look into the rhino's soul-sapped eyes, you can tell that this isn't the first time he's been backdoored, and it won't be the last. The macaque will follow the giant purple squirrel so they can lead him to the coveted jackfruit. They repay this gesture by open hand slapping the squirrel dead in the face. These monkeys use a 5-fingered vibe check to get the squirrels to run off so they can steal the fruit for themselves. And the purple squirrel, who just got pocket checked out of his own fruit, only gets what remains the monkey leaves behind. Like the tax system, but with hands. Hippos have by far one of the most disrespectful flexes in nature. To impress females and embarrass rival males, the hippo will helicopter their tails and proceed to projectile shit all over the place. Man's literally this competition. Because in hippo society, machine gunning the pasty fermented grass you ate last night is the best way to impress the glories of the world. The female will return the favor by dropping a deuce on the head of the guy she's flirting with. There are some kinks in the world
this none of stuff I never knew about. Like, wow, like.
Darkest fact about the cutest animals. Sea otters with 50 Shades baby seals with a capital R. This non-consensual BDSM ritual involves the otter mauling the seal pup's face, just like they do to females, because this is the look of a furry Cosby.
Nah,
Mother Tamara
bro,
will
like.
erase her own baby if she thinks it's a lost cause. This late-term abortion attempt involves either eating it out of a tree or biting its skull and eating part of its brain. If an emperor penguin loses her chick, she'll kidnap any unaccompanied minors and raise it as her own.
What?
For about 2 days.
No.
Because in a couple days or even a few hours, she'll get bored and abandon a chick to expire in the air-conditioned cemetery they call home. The pufferfish is toxic enough to put 30 men in headlines, and there's no antidote. If one catches you slipping, your only option is to get right with the higher being of your choice before you choke on your own vomit or your heart decides to retire. Hamsters will hibernate when they get cold, which leads them to get buried alive by stupid children that don't know any better. Also, they can be baby-killing cannibals. Speaking of F them kids, the coup will brutally delete its own children if they ask for food too often. Not even kidding, once they get tired of hearing the chicks beg for food, they snap their necks. They just wake up one day and choose spawn white. There's some animals that you did not know were cannibals. Prairie dogs will delete the babies of their relatives to lower the competition, which I guess is fine. But these prairie puppies take it a step further by eating the children into...
This dude know a lot about everything, like none of the stuff I ever knew about, and like I'm just shocked, like dang, like is this true or like come on now?
Spawn white. Mother hedgehogs will make a pack out of the pincushion she
Is
calls
true
children.
now? Because
They do this
like,
when
I'm
they
just
sense a
trying to
disturbance,
figure
which is
out.
a little bit of an exaggeration. They go from 0 to life sentence if they don't like the weather. This one's actually kind of sad. Polar bears will cannibalize each other, and it's low-key our fault. Because climate change isn't optimal polar bears, they wake up and decide to smoke polar packs. But for real though, it's actually a problem, because they usually go after cubs. Like there are pictures of polar bears holding disembodied cub heads, and I'm not going to show you, but just know they're out there. Ladybugs are also on that type of time. The first ones to hatch will immediately eat the eggs of their unborn siblings. Their first day of life, they stat pad spawn kills. And it's actually the ladybugs that put their own siblings on shirts that develop faster, so nature actually rewards this psychopath behavior. Sea lions are just grizzly bears with a faster swim time. Male sea lions have been seen erasing and eating seal pups for no reason at all. The pup was minding his day-old business, and the male literally had nothing to gain, but he woke up on Casey Anthony time. Why birds are the spawn of Satan in 60 seconds. The strike will butcher and impale animals and store multiple corpse kebabs like a feathery buffalo bill. This bird, whose name I can't say because of guidelines, will bash open the skulls of birds and bats and eat the brains. The common cuckoo will lay eggs in another bird's nest and use the threat of gang violence to force them to raise her chicks. When the chick hatches, it stat pads homicides by yeeting the other eggs out of the nest. And yes, this is where the word cuck comes from. Ducks are violent and occasional gang rapists with a silent G and evolved a corkscrew phallus to help them become better sex
I don't believe
offenders.
that. I don't know.
Most eagle chicks will straight up abort their younger siblings
This
while
could
their
be
parent
true,
watches
this
in
could
sick
be-
sadistic pleasure. Magpies are somehow the only thing that
could
can
be
strike
fake,
fears in the
but-
heart of Aussies. If you step in its hood, they'll wage war on your face with devastating results, and they carry grudges. Ostriches and emus have been known to try to flirt and mate with their human caretakers. Penguins are unfaithful, kidnapping necrophiliac feather Weinsteins that'll literally hump anything, including the disembodied frozen head of a dead penguin. And I'm not kidding, it actually happened. A man once took a picture of a cassowary and proceeded to kick him off a cliff. Eagles will cannibalize or straight up abandon and leave their chicks to become a statistic if they think they're a lost cause. Birds are feathery hellspawns that need a morality buff. Birds are feathery air devils, part 2. The marabou stork is 5 feet tall and has been known to soul strike small children that get too close. Golden eagles will yeet goats off cliffs and make them fall to a terrifying bone-shattering game over and then feed on their mangled corpse. Ducks don't need their date to be alive to get lucky. The Eleanor's falcons will abort the babies of its same species neighbor and then proceed to feed them to its own chicks like a Casey Anthony cannibal. Some songbirds will force their chicks out of the nest before they can fly and even refuse to feed them. And it's not like they can dump them at a state college for 4 years. They just throw them to the real world and hope for the best. The fieldfare will projectile Arby's number 9
They
special
wrong for that.
egg
They
when it
wrong
gets
for
too
that.
close to-
But if y'all believe all of this, then just comment down below. But that is it for this video. See you next video. Peace out.